Good afternoon, LBUSD community. Thank you for tuning in this afternoon. The Parent University team is pleased to have two social emotional learning teacher leaders, Dr. Prager and Amy Love, with us today. We will be learning about social emotional learning in LBUSD classrooms and how parents can support this learning at home. The comment section will be open in approximately 15 minutes, and you can type your questions there for the presenters. So without further ado, I'll hand this over to Dr. Prager and Amy Love.
Good afternoon, parents and caregivers. My name is Amy Love, and I'm delighted to get to share with you this afternoon. I am the middle and high school teacher on special assignment for social emotional learning here in Long Beach Unified School District. And it has been my pleasure to be a Long Beach teacher for about 28 years now. And during my time here in Long Beach, I've worn many different hats as a teacher. I've been a teacher, and I've been a professional development specialist, as well as a reading intervention specialist and a curriculum writer. And I'm really pleased to be moving into this new position of middle and high school teacher on special assignment for SEL this year. One of the most exciting parts of my job is getting to work with my colleague, Dr. Jennifer Prager, and I'd like to invite her to introduce herself to you now.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jennifer. I'm so happy to be here today. I am a parent of two children in Long Beach Unified School District, and I was a student in Long Beach Unified School District, and now I work for them. So I love Long Beach Unified School District. I've been teaching over 26 years. I'm a special education teacher. I work with children with behavior and emotional challenges, and I run a theater program in Long Beach Unified School District. And now I am the teacher on special assignment for social emotional learning at the elementary level.
So right now, before we jump into our agenda for you, we want to invite you to just take a moment to reflect about your day today, to reflect about how you're feeling in this present moment, and to take a look at the GIFs that are on the screen in front of you. Just take a moment to let your eyes float from each GIF. And we wonder, which of these best describes how you're feeling today, really how you're feeling in this present moment? If you're like me, I think I've gone through each and every one of these feelings just in the past hour. So just right now, check in with yourself. How are you feeling? Throughout our time together this afternoon, we have what we feel will be a beneficial agenda. We want to spend some time describing for you what's been happening in our schools with social emotional learning. So we'll share with you what we've been up to with students at the elementary and middle and high school level. We're also going to share with you how we're addressing adult social emotional learning here in Long Beach Unified. And then we'll also be sharing why we're here with you as parents and caregivers, and also some exciting next steps that we have planned for you.
So before we jump into the work that we're doing, we want to give you some foundation to the work that we do. And probably lately, more so recently, you have heard the term social emotional learning being used, or SEL being used. Basically, social emotional learning is how we teach children and adults to understand themselves and others, and how to develop effective and lasting relationships. And we do that through these 5 what we call competencies: understanding and managing emotions, setting goals and working towards them, practicing empathy with others, maintaining positive relationships, making good choices. These 5 competencies are the foundation to our work. And so we wanted to show you a brief video to give you a little more understanding of what social emotional learning is.
There's a lot of talk these days about SEL, social emotional learning. But what exactly is it? Social emotional learning is the process of learning social and emotional skills. And it's just as important as learning reading or math. This learning process is most effective when it begins early and continues through high school. Social emotional skills are essential for success in school, work, and life. With SEL, students learn to manage their own emotions and behaviors, have empathy and show care and concern for others, solve problems effectively, make responsible decisions, and maintain healthy relationships. Students learn to recognize what's happening inside them and to be aware of their emotions, which helps them deal with strong emotions and impulsive behaviors. It helps them stop, take a breath, and think about a situation before acting. Students learn to identify others' emotions and perspectives, which helps them empathize and show compassion, no matter who they are or what their background is. It's not difficult to imagine how this is important in the classroom and in life. Students learn to solve problems in peaceful ways and communicate assertively about what they need or want. This helps them get along with other students and get the help they need from adults. When students learn to make responsible decisions about their lives and their future, things can turn out better. Research shows social emotional learning makes a difference. Students who participate in SEL do better academically, have improved attitudes and behaviors, and act in delinquent or disruptive ways less often. In the United States, students with strong social emotional competence are twice as likely to earn a college degree and nearly 50% more likely to graduate from high school and have a full-time job by age 25. Just as important, students who are socially and emotionally competent have more friends. This means they're more likely to feel connected to school and do well, and less likely to be left out or bullied. Simply put, by participating in social emotional learning, students learn the skills to succeed in every facet of school and the rest of their lives.
So you might ask why we're focusing on SEL right now. And as you saw in the video, there are benefits well into adulthood from focusing on and having a strong SEL foundation. What I would make you aware of is that this work has started in Long Beach Unified long before schools were closing. There are many schools that have done extensive work in this area with their staff and their students. And so this is not new to us. It just seems new because partially COVID-19 and schools closing seem to accelerate the need for it. We're trying very hard to find ways to connect to our students in meaningful ways, to connect to you, our families, in meaningful ways in this virtual platform, kind of like we're trying to connect to you right now. It's important for us to do that. And there's also, an increase in struggles for our kids, and I think social and racial unrest in our society and around the world is contributing to this need for real relationships in a way that are meaningful, both for adults and for kids. And we also know that we're preparing for the transition back to in-person instruction. And we need to make sure our tool belts are full of strategies to make sure that that transition is the best for everybody that it can be. So my work is predominantly with elementary school teams. And one thing that we are doing, just to let you know, I think it's really important to let you, our parents, know exactly what's happening in the schools with this. We've integrated our SEL curriculum into the ELA content, what that does is it makes it part of our students' core instruction that they're receiving. There's designated time set aside for our teachers to implement this instruction, and we are providing lessons for them so that they have guidance in their instruction of what they do with students. Part of that is offering things like brain breaks or mindfulness strategies so that there are breaks in what seems to be monotonous screen time, right? And so we find ways to have creative and valuable outlets. So if ever you see your kids like breaking out in some kind of dance or movement in the middle of what seems like important instruction, it could be that they're taking a very valuable brain break. And ultimately, and most importantly, we feel like strong and trusting relationships are developed first. And once we establish those relationships between teachers and students, then instruction can happen and it's more meaningful and it's easier. So there's intentionality to making sure that our teachers know how our students are doing and do they need anything and how are they feeling? And those feelings are valuable to us.
And at the middle and high school level, we're doing a lot of the same things and some different things as well. At middle and high school, our students are also getting integrated SEL through our English language arts curriculum and also through our physical education curriculum. And at the middle school level, there's designated SEL time built into their distance learning lesson plan format so that each student arrives in their classroom with the time to settle in through building relationships or some other integrated SEL activities that get them grounded and ready for the learning that will happen during that period. Teachers are working really hard to do activities that not only build the SEL competencies, but that really help teachers build relationships with their students and provide opportunities for students to build relationships with each other. You know, if you're a parent of a middle or high parent or caregiver of a middle or high school student, how important peer relationships are. And we know that during these distance learning times that there may be loneliness and isolation being experienced by our students. And so we're taking the responsibility of supporting students with connecting to each other very seriously. And also at the middle and high school level, we're working on writing standalone SEL lessons and look forward to rolling those out with our students soon. Just like we understand the responsibility and importance of ensuring that our students have opportunities to develop their social emotional learning, here in Long Beach, we're also taking very seriously the need for adults in our school system to also have opportunities to practice developing their social emotional competencies. So teachers are being afforded opportunities to practice those competencies that Dr. Prager outlined at the beginning of our presentation of self-management and relationship building and responsible decision-making and social and self-awareness. All of those things are being integrated into staff meetings where teachers have an opportunity not just to build their knowledge base around those particular competencies, but also to get to practice them. And then our family resource centers continue to do the good work that they've been doing over the past 3 years to offer wellness workshops for our parents, caregivers, and families, and to also develop and roll out digital resources that support families with wellness. all of this that we're doing is driven by research and best practices. So we're not doing this work in a vacuum. We're using our core survey data really to inform how we're meeting the SEL needs of our students and the adults that are in our school system. So you probably remember taking the core survey, and there's one that just was shared with you recently. We really do rely on that information to help us understand what the needs are for our students and for our parents and caregivers. You matter too. You matter so much. And we're interested in hearing from you about how we can continue to support you in the good work that you're doing with our students. So we want to encourage you to take the time to fill out our latest course survey so that we can meet the specific needs that you share with us.
I want to invite you to take a moment to read this quote. I think that we need to all be reminded to just breathe. And we'll talk a little bit about that in depth more in a few minutes. But for right now, I just invite you to take a deep breath in and let it out. Just right at this moment. It's important that we are present. We are focused in the present moment. And that's all mindfulness is. It's being focused in the present moment. If you're anything like me, I have this rolling ticker in my head of a to-do list, and it seems like it's never ending. And sometimes I'm rushing from one thing to the next and not really valuing where I am right now. And I need to be reminded to put that aside and take this moment right now that I'm in, and my list will still be there. But being present, being here right now and letting everything else go, that's all mindfulness is. What we know, because mindfulness has been done now for many, many years, there's a body of research being developed. And we know that there are benefits both for our body and our mind that impact us positively when we engage in mindfulness practices. So there's a few of them. There's a list. We could have made a long list of research-based results. But we all want to improve the quality of our relationships. We all want to have less stress, especially now. We all want to be able to focus more and concentrate more. Those are the benefits of mindfulness.
So now we want to invite you to participate in a mindfulness activity with us. We'll do a simple mindfulness of breathing activity together. So if you're in a space where you're able to invite your body to become comfortable, maybe you're at home on your couch, or maybe you're sitting at a desk or at the kitchen table, wherever you are, see if you can begin to invite your mind and body to begin to just settle a little bit. And if you're somewhere where it feels safe for you to close your eyes, I'd like to invite you to close your eyes. And if you're somewhere where it would be better for you to keep your eyes open, perhaps you could lower your gaze, soften your gaze on something that is pleasant or beautiful, or something that's neutral. And begin to explore what it might feel like if I asked you to do just what Dr. Prager talked about. What if you put down your to-do list just for a few moments, knowing that it's going to be there? Really giving yourself the gift of time in this moment. This is for you, just for you. And the invitation is to begin to pour your full awareness into your nose and what it feels like to breathe in the area of your nose. So with this mindfulness activity, it's just an invitation to get curious about what it feels like to pause and breathe. Noticing if your breath feels cool or warm. Noticing if the sensations of breathing in your nose are smooth or stuffy. Noticing if one side of the nose seems clearer than the other. Just noticing what it feels like to breathe through your nose. And now moving your attention to your chest and noticing what it feels like as the chest rises with an inhalation and falls with an exhalation. And when we begin to focus our attention in this way, it's quite normal for our minds to get busy and to wander. And when that happens, that's okay. You can just notice that. And with real kindness toward yourself, escort your attention back to your chest. Really getting curious about the sensations in the chest as you breathe. And now moving your awareness to your belly, noticing the sensations that are available to be felt as the belly fills of air and as the belly empties of air. And every time the mind wanders, we just notice that and escort our awareness back to the focus of our attention, which right now is what it feels like to breathe in the area of our belly. And now the invitation is for you to anchor your attention in the place in your body where you connect with the breath the most. Was that your nose or your chest or your belly? You choose and anchor your awareness there. We call this activity an anchor breath because just as a ship drops its anchor so as not to drift away, we can drop our awareness in our breathing so that we don't drift away. Sometimes we might drift away because we're distracted by all of the things we need to do. Or sometimes we drift away because we're distracted by memories. Sometimes we drift away because our emotions become strong. And when those things happen, we can notice it and drop our anchor, feel our breath, and give ourselves a break. Rest there with the sensations of breathing. And when you're ready, you can begin to open your eyes and reorient back into the space where you are. And join us back here on our screen. Thank you.
We hope you found value in that activity and that you feel a little more focused, calmer, settled, that you see a benefit in that. If that's something that you did benefit from, we have a really exciting opportunity to talk to you about. We do hope that you feel like you have a little more information about what your students, what your children will be experiencing in their school days, and that you have a little more information about what social emotional learning is. But if you would like to participate in some Mindful Mondays. We're going to be offering a series of 20 to 30-minute sessions where we bring you strategies that you can use in your own life, with your family, however you see that the benefit would be. This is just about self-care. So it's just about you. Come with us, spend 20 to 30 minutes, take care of you, let everything else go, and we will be there to go through that journey with you. And we're really, really excited to do that with you.
We want to remind you, parents and caregivers, how much you really matter and how much as teachers we see you and we appreciate all that you're doing to support our students. And we want to leave you with this inspirational video.
You're the engine that makes all things. First responders.
We're just so very appreciative of all that you do. And, on a personal note, both Dr. Prager and I are parents in this school district, not just teachers. And we just really look forward to being able to share additional self-care practices that are designed just for us as parents and caregivers, so that we can continue to do this good job that we're all doing. And I think we can open up for any questions that you might have.
Hi, Dr. Prager and Amy. We didn't get any questions over the chat, although now I feel some are coming in. Just a lot of parents expressing how stressed they are at this time and how this has been just an emotionally draining time as they're working from home or homeschooling their kids. It's having a lot of emotions on everybody. So just to further plug our Mindful Mondays that we're going to be having with parents, where they can learn more mindful techniques with both of you, our experts. Our Mindful Mondays will be in English and Spanish. There is a link directly underneath this video right now. So if you go right underneath the video, there's some links. You can see the presentation video or the presentation. You can also see the link to our Mindful Mondays if you would like to sign up. We'll follow up with our email. We send an email every Monday from Parent University advertising the upcoming workshops, and there will be a sign up in that email as well. So on Monday, when you see our email, you can look for our sign up link, and we'll then give you the Zoom so that you can join us on our Mindful Mondays. That will be for 4 Mondays as we get ready into this holiday season, on top of all the stresses we have as parents and as working adults with our kids at home. There's a lot going on. So just taking some time for some self-care on these Mondays will be great. Next week, our workshop will be on social media. And with our kids being on computers all day, with our kids being on computers after school, during school, there's a lot happening. So next week, we're bringing in 2 experts on social media, kind of the pros and the cons and what we can do as parents about it. So we look forward to seeing you next Thursday in our workshop. So again, thank you, Dr. Prager, Ms. Love. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you, parents, for taking time out of your day to join us in this workshop. And we hope to see you next week. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Take
you.
good care.
Yeah.